Good morning, everybody. I am out here again. We'll do a little bit more desensitizing with Leroy here. Kind of do some of the same stuff I did yesterday. I'm going to add a few more things. I'm also going to throw the saddle on top of him and do some desensitizing with the saddle on his back. Kind of help prepare more. I'm probably going to do groundwork as I can throughout the week, just to kind of get him ready, and then my goal is next week to go ahead and ride him again and see how he does, see if there's any improvements with kind of his jumpiness, sensitivity on the side, and we'll go from there. And after I do all this stuff, guineas. Those are my guineas. They're like little alarm systems that eat ticks. It's great. Anyways, regardless of anything, next week when I ride him, I'm just going to work on keep riding him or keeping him going under saddle, because I can only do so much on a restart. Now, if I do find something that I may need to go back and work on, we go back and work on those things, but I'm still going to be riding him every time I pull him out. Unless there's like a situation where he just has this huge breakthrough, then I'm going to be riding him a lot more starting next week. So stay tuned. Keep an eye on my channel. If you have not subscribed yet, please do so. Thank you guys so much for your support.
So all I'm trying to do right here really is just get him to hook on. And there he goes. He starts following me around. I might do a video later on showing exactly how to achieve getting your horse to hook onto you or join up, whatever you want to call it. But the goal with this, the end goal, what you want to see is he'll follow you around freely. If you stop, he stops. If you back up, he backs up. And whichever way you decide to turn, he's going to go ahead and turn with you too. And there, he figured it out pretty good. It's a little bit easier just to be there with me instead of trying to leave. You kind of get a break and get to relax a little bit when you're there next to me. Working a little bit on desensitizing with the lead rope. Just kind of wait until he's less reactive. I'm not hitting him hard, I'm just kind of throwing it up and letting it land over his back. And this is something he definitely needs to work on too, is lowering his head. He's so wound up, and the main goal is just to get him to relax down a little bit. And this is something that can help with that. When you're first starting out, you want to try to release on that slightest try. After a while, I try to see if I can get a little bit more before I get that release, and I'll give him a big break right at the end of that. It's quite a bit of work there. And this is some of the groundwork I'm talking about doing throughout the week. I might not even take him out of his pasture, so I won't probably film much during the week, especially with it getting darker earlier now. I'm probably gonna do a lot of messing with him just kind of out in the pasture, whether when I get home or before I leave for work in the morning. And I'm gonna do the small stuff like this, so y'all get to see the progress he's made throughout the week when I start filming again next weekend. And I'm probably gonna do a little something with him tomorrow too. I'll pull him into the round pen. I did have a lot of people saying that I should do like a wish list or set up a P.O. box so y'all can send me stuff to help support me. I do have a wish list set up on Amazon. If y'all have any suggestions of things that I might think about adding on there, go ahead and let me know in the comments. This is a lot of what I was doing yesterday, and just that brief little session I did with them is working on kind of being over the top of him with my arm there, and also getting him to relax down while I'm there, and then giving them those big breaks in between. Right there, he didn't have to move, and I asked him to move his feet just to see if he's okay with it. You can see he's going to get to a point where he's getting less reactive with it all. Also, just want him to get used to me walking up to him and doesn't expect anything to happen. I just walk up to him and maybe scratch his back or pet his face a little bit. See, he did really well there. I got my arm up over his back and just asked him to flex. I asked him to move his feet, and he's already starting to settle down quite a bit with it. He's like, I think I got to move a little bit, but I don't really need to get out of here. So that's good progress. That was probably the best yet. I stuck in there a little longer because I want to try to stick in there a little longer even after he relaxes, just to let him see that that's okay that I'm there and you can just kind of be there and hang out while I'm there. And this is something I'll continue checking in on here, is just whether or not he can stay hooked onto me and back up and move when I want to move and all that. Of course, you always want to go over to the other side too. Lead rope fell off and he stepped on it. He kind of startled himself a little bit there with that. Got a little nervous. I was doing quite a bit there. I was rubbing him on both sides and also rubbing him with my hip there, and he didn't like it.
I had to do that side a little bit longer today. He was just a little overstimulated there for a moment. I had the lead rope not on his neck properly, and he stepped on it, so that's why he kind of had that little freak out. So I had to work back through that a little bit longer than I expected to do it. But you're going to get that a lot when you're working with your own horses. You always got to try to end on a good note, and if you don't get out of there soon enough and when they're at a good spot, then chances are you're going to have a whole lot more work cut out for you. So pay attention to what you're doing with these guys. Go right back up for the fence work. I remember, I think yesterday, I got to the point where he was getting a little bit closer to getting up next to me on the fence with his like withers and his back, where I'd eventually sit on him from. These panels aren't very secure, so I don't know. I don't think I'm going to sit on him off the fence. I just want to get him used to seeing me up above him from the side, and especially where his back is, because if that is the issue and why he was kind of freaking out, I want to make sure I get that. A lot of it just does seem to come from he was just pushed too hard at one point, and he was probably trying to tell whoever was pushing him, like, hey, stop, like, I need a break, come on, give me a minute, but they just didn't listen and kept pushing and pushing and pushing, and now we got a horse that's a little afraid to trust somebody and let them get up on him.
What I just said there is a good example how you can use horsemanship in other aspects of your life too. Just you take into consideration how you're treating the horse, what you want the horse to do, how you want the horse to think with you, and it can go hand in hand with helping you build your relationships up, making them stronger, and it's got a whole lot of good life advice along with horsemanship too. Just take that into consideration when you're getting into horses, and think about the type of person you want to be and how you want to treat the people around you and your animals.
Got right here pretty good. He's going to back out. That's okay. He wants to back out and just get in a better position, get him a little closer. Good boy. You want to be able to give that release right there, right when he's thinking about making that step. When he gives you that slightest change, you want to take that pressure away. He's gonna start realizing when the pressure leaves, he's okay. That's kind of what we're looking for. It's just very light pressure. I'm barely putting anything on this lead rope. If I need to, I can pick up a little bit, maybe even bump a bit, just to try to get him to make a change. Now he just moved back foot forward. I know you can't see him right now. He's probably out of your frame. I'm blocking him, but hopefully you can see him a little bit here. See him making that progress. He's sticking his nose, maybe. Is this okay? Am I going to survive if I come over here? And yes, you will survive. But he's got to figure that out on his own. Right now he's just kind of rocking. But still, he's thinking about it, so I want to release that pressure. He's shifting that way forward. That's him thinking about taking that step to get where I'm asking him to be. And when he wants to take that step, that's great. If he wants to take a couple steps back, okay. So it's not a big deal. Try not to worry about the little things. Don't make a mountain out of a molehill. He's doing really good right now. He's figuring out that he can trust me a little bit. And that just because I'm up here on the fence doesn't mean I'm going to act any differently towards him. Good. If he wants to kind of cut out a little bit, it's okay. You know, it's reset. And just get him right back to that spot where he was comfortable before. Maybe a little bit further than that spot that he was getting comfortable. Let him kind of figure out right here, okay, this is my new square one. When I come right here, this is my new square one. Oh, that's the closest he's ever gotten. I almost stayed in there a little bit too long. You really got to pay attention to when you're releasing your pressure. Because if I would have stayed in there a little bit longer, he probably would have went all the way back around and we would have been starting right back over. But he's in a great spot right now. I'm just going to sit here. I'll talk to you guys, but I'm not going to try to move much besides that. I just want him to kind of realize that he's okay right here. It's not going to hurt. You don't got to worry, buddy. I'll go ahead and ask him to back out before he backs out, so it's my idea. And I'll let him hang out here with me up on the fence for a minute. He's just sitting here sniffing me. I don't care. Come on down. Eventually, I'm going to have ground pen in a more permanent spot. Probably secure him a little bit better, too, so I can get on and off him a little bit easier. And hoping to get an arena set up, too. I mean, there's no telling how long that'll take. I don't even know if we're going to keep this house or not. We might, but we might not. So I guess we'll kind of see how much work I want to put into it before all of that. So stay tuned. You'll see a lot of stuff coming up.
I'm gonna go right into kind of desensitizing here to the saddle pad. Doing a restart with the horse, you're pretty much pretending like you're starting from complete scratch. The horse doesn't really know anything yet. him check it out. I'll start rubbing him down with it. Find the spot where it makes him a little uncomfortable. I might stick in there a little bit longer and just kind of show him that it's okay. I mean, that's not going to do anything crazy to you. Yeah, that's there. It might be weird. It might be scary at first, but you don't got to worry too much about it. You kind of want to do the same thing with the saddle. You just kind of want to let him check it out. I'm not going to rub the saddle all over him, but I'm going to give him plenty of time to check it out. And I want to make sure that he's comfortable and ready before I just go up and put it on his back. You can tell a lot of his nervousness comes from probably getting tacked up. And like I said in yesterday's video, the vet has checked him out. Doesn't have anything wrong with his back or anything like that. He's a sensitive boy. That's all. I am going to potentially talk to a vet too to see if it's possible that he might have some ulcers or something. I might get him on some ulcer guard and see if it improves the issue that you're about to see right here. That was right when I went to go ahead and get that cinch pulled tight. Right when I pulled it tight, he did that there. I'm just glad I got it tight enough so it didn't fall off, because that would have created an even bigger issue. So I think next time what I'm going to do is probably use the lead rope, or even my other rope, and try to get him a little desensitized to that cinch pressure and that pressure coming up, and seeing if that's the issue. I'll probably do that in my video tomorrow when I work with them. Go ahead and pull my rope out, and my wrench rope, and simulate some cinch pressure, and maybe do a little bit more desensitizing with it too. Probably not too much. I don't want to overstimulate him with the rope. I think maybe he might have some trauma from a rope. So I'll start with the lead rope and just work on that cinch pressure, and if he seems to be doing all right with that, then I'll pull up the wrench rope and do that. A lot of it is just going to be me doing the groundwork with him, doing the prep work, and then saddling him up. That way he can get used to wearing that saddle around a lot more too. That's all stuff that we just got to work out together. It's like I'm starting a partnership with this horse, and we both got to come in tune with each other and figure out each other's needs and what we're asking for, and create something beautiful out of it. See, he's working on seeking me out a little bit when he gets more nervous, so it's pretty good. And he definitely needs a lot more time to get comfortable with all this. It's a lot to ask of him, and especially without knowing his past or trauma that he's been through. You just got to be patient and got to keep working at it. Here I'm going to work on moving them stirrups around a little bit. Well, he's moving. It's something that he definitely needs work on is, you know, got that saddle on. That's great. You can wear it a little bit. I was a little worried about it at first, but I think one of the main things that he struggles with is the things that you can't really expect. Like once I get my leg up in that stirrup, there's going to be a lot more movement in that saddle. There's going to be those stirrups moving around, so he's got to get used to those things, as you can see right here. That's all I'm doing. I just connected a little rope to it. I think it's a set of reins I had hanging on the round pen. I hooked up to it and started moving that stirrup around, and it's all stuff to get used to. Now, when I'm posting videos here, you're getting my full uncut sessions that I'm doing with Leroy and whatever other horse I may bring in and start working with. I'm not going to cut anything out, so you get to see the good, you get to see the bad, you get to see the ugly, you get to see all of it. I'm going to do my best to stay on them when I start riding them again, but well, you guys keep watching, you might see me hit the dirt. The way I see it is, when it comes to horses, you know, you got to be humble, and they're pretty good about humbling you up too when you're riding along or starting a horse out, and he dumps you down hard in the dirt, and it'll humble you up pretty quick. It's been a long time since I've been able to really enjoy working with horses. Something I don't really talk about much. Rescue work is pretty hard. You know, there's a lot of stuff that you see and a lot of stuff that you can't help. It really starts to kind of eat at you a little bit. Well, anyways, what I was saying with that, if you're gonna do rescue work, you know, it's amazing work. It can be very fulfilling. Just got to make sure you're taking care of your mental health. For me, I was not taking care of my mental health that well. I got really severe compassion fatigue working over at Horse Plus. I took some classes for it, and it's just, you know, I don't think I put too much effort into the class, to be 100% honest with you. And I got extremely depressed. I got distant in my personal relationships, and you know, it took its toll not only on me, but the people that love me and the people I love. So if you're going to be doing this kind of work with rescues, you got to take care of yourself. Another issue I had was I was drinking quite a bit. That's something that I've struggled with most of my life, is when I get depressed, I pick up a beer or a bottle of whiskey, whatever it may have been, and that did not help with anything. And I grew pretty distant with Caitlin while I was struggling with all that stuff, and like I said, it took its toll on my relationship. Just take care of yourself. I've been sober for 2.5 months now, and it's the best decision I ever made for myself. Starting to return back to the man I was when, you know, I first started working at Horse Plus. I started enjoying working with horses again. I'm getting back to my passions in life, and I'm becoming a better man.
So as you guys see, he does still need quite a bit of work. I didn't check him out too much last time. I just kind of wanted to hop on and ride. I've seen him be rode. I knew he was a little nervous, but I just kind of wanted to get a feel for it to kind of figure out how I was going to go about kind of troubleshooting there and honestly healing some of the trauma that he may have. I'm going to keep at it. I need quite a bit more work with desensitizing, especially with the saddle. As you saw, as soon as I went to cinch it up, he decided that he didn't like it today. Going to probably talk to his vet a little bit. He could have some ulcers, and that could be what caused him to do that when I went ahead and tightened that cinch up. Other than that, he is done. Thank you all so much for watching. If you enjoyed, please like and subscribe.